Okay, so I'm going to be talking about adjustment layers, and I'm going to do this fairly quickly, just so this file size isn't crazy like the last attempt I made. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how adjustment layers work, and I'm going to start with the little dodging and burning. So I am going to make a dodging adjustment layer. So I'm going to open my adjustment layers palette, or layers palette rather, go to the adjustment layers, click curves, and I'm going to change that blending mode to screen, and then I'm going to invert that layer mask to black by doing Control I, and I want to paint on with a white paintbrush. Get a big enough brush. There we go, a little bit bigger. Okay, that's a little harsh. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to take that opacity down to about 20%, and then I'm going to try lighten them again. Good. Alright, just like that. Simple. I'm going to add a little to the hat here. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to title this actually highlights, or I'll title it dodge, just so I know what I'm working with. I am going to add another curves layer, but first what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this, is I'm going to make a selection. I'm going to do a vignette, and I'm going to do kind of a random vignette. So I am going to make, I don't know, some random little amoebic shape here. Okay, and then I'm going to do Control-Shift-I because I don't want this new layer to affect the inside, I just want it to affect the outside. Then I'm going to come over here to my adjustment layers, and I'm going to do another curves, and I'm going to change the blending mode to multiply. Cool. Nice and simple, a little random, so it doesn't look, you know, like just a standard vignette. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to antique this up a little bit, so I'm going to go into my, so let me title this vignette just to keep things organized. Okay, go back into my adjustment layers, and I'm going to, again, antique this up a little bit. So I'm going to go to Hue Saturation, and I'm going to change these greens and yellows just a little bit. So let's see, I'm going to select my greens, and I'm going to drag this out to where it can also get the yellows. And that way you see we're just affecting the greens and the yellows. So I'm going to desaturate it. I'm also going to make it pretty warm like that. Good, I like that. And now we're going to go into my black and white layer. This is in CS4 is what I'm using. I don't know if it's in CS2 or 3. I don't think it's in CS2, maybe in CS3, but anyways, it's a great little tool. Otherwise, you have to go a little longer route to make a really nice black and white. So anyway, that's pretty simple on that. And it's already titled black and white, so we're going to leave that, and I'm going to back the opacity out a little bit. Alright, somewhere in there. I like that. Okay, now I'm just going to add a general warmth to the whole thing. So I'm going to go in and add another adjustment layer. This time I'm going to do a color balance. And I'm going to just up the reds a little bit. And I'm going to lower the yellows a little bit. And this one I up the reds to 12 and I lowered the yellows to a -8. You know, it's up to your taste, whatever you like to do. Okay, finally what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten these. So I have a little, I'm using a Wacom tablet, so I've got a little menu and some shortcut things here. And I've got just a bunch of recorded actions. Anyway, and then I'm going to duplicate that layer, and I'm going to change the blending mode on this to soft light, and then I'm going to back the opacity out a little bit, and then that just gives me a nice contrasty, more saturated color than before. But we've got this still really nice old brown feel. Alright, so let's see what we've got. I'm going to make a snapshot, and I'm going to go back to the original, and then I'm going to go back and see what we just did. So there's the difference, the original. And just using our adjustment layers, we made a little bit of a nice old school kind of picture. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a message on Facebook, comments, or anything else you'd like to see, and I can get those posted. Happy photoshopping.